Hi guys, today is February 4th, 2021, and futures are pointing to a higher open as overnight futures were lower, but then became higher as weekly jobless claims number came in lower than expected and actually better than expected. And so people are still buying into this market as you know, this week associated with a lot of buying as a lot of funds that were left behind in 2020 and the beginning of 2021 are trying to enter into this market, and looks like this is going to continue. And on a separate note, new Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen met with regulators, I think yesterday or a couple of days ago, on the GameStop situation, and they're trying to understand what's going on with GameStops, and they're trying to examine the Reddit boards and see if the some of the users posing as 25-year-olds masquerading actually a bigger fish, like bigger investors that are pushing smaller investors into these stocks like GameStop and AMC and COS and others. And I mean, I don't know. Even if that was the case, I don't know how easy that is to prove. But we'll see what happens. And they also trying to investigate Robinhood and why they stopped the buying into shares of those stocks. And to me, a bigger issue is that. I don't know if you can allow actually more than 140% or more than 100% short interest in stocks, such as GME was. That would be that's an amazing thing for me, that you can actually short more than 100% of the float, and this is a bigger issue for me. But we'll see what happens. And they're meeting and they're discussing, and I don't like more regulation, and I hope something less regulatory will come out of this. Also, Amy Klobuchar is Democrat from a senator from Minnesota, and she introduced a bill that would influence companies such as Facebook and Google, and make it harder for them to buy other companies. Also, President Biden has said that he is not married to his current stimulus bill, and he is open to some negotiations. So, the $1,400 stimulus checks that actually Republicans proposed to send to only lower income people, that could be accepted. And but again, we'll see what happens. And looks like the futures are pointing higher, so Wall Street likes what's going on so far. So let's jump to SPY ETF for S&P 500, and looks like SPY is going higher. Actually, to me, I mean, it had a bump in the road a couple of days ago, and looks like it's turning around and going higher. As I told you, that the funds and a lot of big companies that were left behind and with cash are trying to get into this market. So looks like any pullback is treated as a buying opportunity. Okay, so let's jump to stocks. And before we do that, if you want to see my trades on pretty much everyday basis, you can check out a link to my Patreon club in the description of this video. And also drop me a like, as it helps me with YouTube algorithm. Okay, so let's start with Amazon, as it reported earnings, and Amazon reported spectacular earnings. But the main news was that CEO Jeff Bezos is stepping down from the role of the CEO into like more an advisory role, like executive chairman, and actually will be replaced by Andy Jassy, who is leading Amazon Web Services right now. And but actually, nobody cared about the earnings. The earnings were like unbelievable, spectacular, like $14.09 versus $7.23 expected. That's pretty much double. And revenue exceeded 100 million for the first time, and Amazon is firing on all cylinders, and I think this is going to continue. And the yesterday's pullback, I think, could be treated as a buying opportunity to me. So I would buy Amazon, even like a fractional shares, but I would rather do like a call spreads or buy calls on Amazon, like longer term though. But in general, Amazon has reported great numbers, and the fact that Jeff Bezos stepping down doesn't change really much for me, because this new guy Andy Jassy looks like a pretty good, will be a pretty good CEO, and will have continuity into decisions at Amazon. Okay, so let's jump to Apple, as Apple had some news today, and the Apple shares are higher, and it's reported that it's near a deal with Hyundai, for this automaker to produce an Apple branded EV vehicle, and this vehicle will be produced by a Hyundai plant in Georgia. So shares of Apple are higher pre-market, and it looks like it's gonna go higher and take out an all-time high for Apple. So I will be buying Apple actually on this news, because I think the Apple is gonna break out here. It's not overbought or anything, so Apple is in a good place to have a breakout to go to like 150, in my opinion. Okay, speaking of Apple, and it's actually customers and uh, clients and Qualcomm basically. So Apple is a big customer of Qualcomm, using Qualcomm's chips, and Qualcomm shares are lower, and it came in 7 cents ahead of estimates. Revenue was also above, but it fell more than 6% pre-market after Qualcomm said that chip supply constraints will have an effect on sales in 2021, and actually it might be it's just fell too much, and I would be buying Qualcomm on this weakness, in my opinion. But I would wait today and tomorrow to buy. So if you want to get into the Qualcomm, I would get in. Actually, not tomorrow, Monday. I would get in. Actually, tomorrow night or Monday, I would get into Qualcomm. But right now, shares are falling, and it's creating a pretty good buying opportunity to me. Okay, GM. So GM shares are lower, and speaking of the supply chip shortage, as GM said that they're shutting down or temporarily shutting down four production plants, and due to a semiconductor chip shortage, and the shares are lower. But right now, GM is judged by EVs lineup, by their EV lineup. So the setup for GM is pretty good technically. I mean, to me, GM is looking like it's gonna break out as well. So I don't know if this news will stop this momentum. So I would be still buying GM on the weakness today, and I think GM is going higher until I think GM will go to like at least low 60s, mid 60s, and. As I told you before in previous videos, that GM dropped a bomb like several days ago, a week ago, that will have no gas powered cars by 2035, and they will have only EV cars by that time. So that news was taken well, and I think GM will run on that news for several weeks. Okay, so next company I want to talk about is Pfizer. And the only reason I'm talking about Pfizer is because of BNTX, is their partner, COVID-19 development company. So Pfizer reported pretty good earnings, actually. Actually, not that good, but 42 cents a share, 6 cents below estimates. But revenue was well above forecasts, and also raised its full year guidance. But in general, Pfizer is very slow moving stock. So I would recommend BNTX. So BNTX is a partner, like I said, of Pfizer, and actually this stock looks like it's going higher. And also Moderna. Moderna fell a couple of days ago, and it was a great buying opportunity. And I think Moderna shares will eventually go higher and take out $200 for me, $200 target. Okay, so BNTX and Moderna are my choice for the vaccine stocks to go higher. Okay, eBay. Okay, eBay reported great earnings, and shares are jumping 10% pre-market, following a beat and a strong guidance. Beat by 3 cents, revenue well above, increased dividend by 13%, and added 4 billion to its buyback program. So eBay firing again on all cylinders. Looks like it's going higher, and I actually would buy eBay. I would just let it open higher, go lower a little bit, and like 61, 62. I think it's a great buy for eBay. Okay, and the next company is I want to talk about is XOM, ExxonMobil. Mobil. In general, I don't like oil companies, but this has a pretty good setup and looks like shares are turning around. Okay, 50-day moving average cross 200-day moving average. This is turning around. Actually, they showed pretty good earnings. Showed 3 cents versus one cent expected. Revenue was below though, but the board changes are coming up soon, and some active investors like DE Shaw group are pushing for changes at XOM, and they're trying to preserve dividend no matter what. So, but in general, oil is higher. I mean, oil's trading over $56 this morning, at least what I've saw. And I think these oil companies could be a short-term buying opportunity to me. I actually personally like Apache as well. And it's cheaper stock, but in general, I think they could have a short-term run to me. And we're also expecting earnings from Snap that reported this morning. So I mean, stock had a big run, so I'm worried that this stock ran into this report too hot. But we'll see what happens, and I'm not sure if I'm buying before this report because it's just like I said, because the stock just ran too hot into this report. Okay, that's it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the like button, and I'll see you Monday.